Well, Morgan, it's no surprise that De'Aaron Fox is battling through being banged up right now. His last 7 games have not been good for Sacramento. And then we learned today he's on the injury report with right foot soreness. He told the Bee that this is something that he's been dealing with for a while, all the way back to that November 5th game against the Magic. He hasn't had that same pop, and he says he's in a lot of pain. In fact, an MRI showed that he's got a bruise on that right foot, and it kind of adds up to what we've been seeing. It hasn't looked like the same Fox we saw early in the year.
And it's a big enough sample size now. You say those 7 games and what we've been seeing in every single game. Sure, we've been speculating a little, right? Going, things don't seem right. But the things that kept giving us hope is what he was able to still do on the defensive end, still contribute in that team defense, still be aggressive, stay physical with guys. But on the offensive end, that's exactly where we're seeing it. You said not the same pop. The explosiveness has been different. The way that he is getting into the paint, the way that he's getting to the rack, it was so different to start this season than it has been in these last 7 games. And I know it's showing in his scoring and the way that he is actually shooting the ball as well. But it makes a lot more sense now that we have this information.
Yeah, during that stretch that you're referencing 16 points a game, 38% shooting, 28% from 3.
It's tough too, Deuce, because I just look at the way that he has created the identity for his game this season, and he's added so many different things, right? Not only on the defensive end, like we already mentioned, but his shot is just so much better. Something going on in your foot, whether it's a bruise, whether it's a ligament, no matter what it is, it's going to affect the way you play. But that's also a lot of what De'Aaron's game is, the way that he does have to be explosive and push off of his feet, in the way that he is so athletic. He is one of the quickest guys out there in this league, so he needs to be 100% healthy to play 100%.
And I think the big picture here is it makes sense to rest him during this stretch. I know he wants to be out there. I know the Kings want him out there, but this is an opportunity here that the Kings have this season where they can make a fun run maybe to the playoffs. You can't do that without De'Aaron Fox. And if he's playing at like 70%, whatever the percentage is, I'd rather rest him for a stretch.
I'm with you.
Rest him against Cleveland. Rest him against the Knicks. Maybe bring him back Tuesday against Philly. You have to think big picture here for De'Aaron Fox and the Kings.
I do admire him trying to fight through this injury and being like, hey, I can get through it. I can push through it. And you see at times where he still looks good out there on the floor. I mean, just as a floor manager, you know, we talk about so much about what Sabonis does, commanding guys to move without the ball, but De'Aaron has been such a big part of this offense, and you still see him out there contributing in so many different ways. But yeah, I would rather have him right now rest his body, become 100% healthy so he can give 100% on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, it's a long season. And if he's not able to go, you put Davion Mitchell in there. And Mitchell has done pretty good when he starts. This season, he had 1 start against Miami, 9 points. The Kings lost that game by 3 points. But in his career, 20 starts, 17 points a game, 7 assists. I think he's done such a great job defensively this year. And he has been the type in previous opportunities where when he gets more minutes, he's more productive offensively.
True. No, and that is so true. And I think for him, he needs to be productive offensively right now, especially if De'Aaron is not going to play for a little bit. He needs to be more aggressive, more assertive on the offensive end. You know, at times we'll see him be a little bit indecisive, but I think that's slowly gone away.
Yeah.
Mike Brown's standards and what you have to do out there when you're out there on the floor in the minutes that you are given, you have to be efficient. Davion Mitchell is probably going to see a few more minutes, and I just think that's actually going to be really good for him.
We'll see how it looks tonight. Remember, we are live after every single Kings game, so make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. The chase to 10,000 subs is on.